Jenna, roll tide. Thank you for joining us. How's everything going as you play in your senior season for Alabama?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Roger. I appreciate being here and being asked to do this. And it's been a great season so far. It hasn't started out exactly like we wanted it to, but we've realized that this season is a journey and we have an end goal, and that's to win a national championship. So we're working together and we're staying to the process.
Well, we could talk about so many different things with the hitting. You've had great hitting results this year for the Crimson Tide, but let's start in the outfield, out in left field, where you've made some great catches for Alabama so far this season. First of all, tell us about the one in North Alabama where you tumbled over the wall and made a great catch. I know it was a temporary fence, but you still had to go over the wall to make that catch.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite catches of all time. I will say, being able to make that play for our team, because at that point it was a pretty close game. If that ball leaves the park, it's a 5-4 game, and so I definitely wanted to keep it at the score it was at, and so I knew where the fence was. That's something I take pride in, is always knowing where my fence is, so I know when to get up and know my timing on those balls. And so I saw the opportunity and I went for it, and I'm not scared of a fence, so being able to go over it was great. I'm glad it wasn't a temporary fence for sure, but being able to make that play for my team was a good feeling.
Well, and you had fans on the other side of that. Were you hearing them much at all when you were trying to go back and make that catch? And then what they say to you after you did make the grab?
Yeah, so there's a funny story with this. Earlier in the game, I had kind of robbed one. I had been at the wall and it would have gone over if I wasn't there. And so um, one of the fans had made a comment to me like, give us a show. And so next time when I made that play and was able to go over the wall, that's when I pointed back at them and I asked them if they liked it. And I said, do you approve of that one? And so it was kind of funny just to be able to go back and forth with those fans. And they were a great crowd. North Alabama fans were awesome. They're in-state fans, so it was cool to be able to go there and play in front of them too.
That was a great viral moment, of course, and something else happened with a great catch of yours against Tennessee to secure the victory on Saturday of that series, going on a dive out in the foul territory down the left field line. What do you remember about that catch?
Yeah, I just had a feeling before that ball was even pitched that it was coming to me. Mackenzie Donahue, she's a great hitter, and she had put the ball in left field a couple times. So I saw what pitch was coming, and I had an idea it was coming to me, and I definitely wanted to end the game in that moment. So they're a great team, and it was a big game for us to win. So I was able to get that catch and thankful to make that play for our team.
And of course, that went viral online and then on SportsCenter, even on ESPN. How many times do you go back and watch catches like that? Or after one or two, you're like, okay, I'm over it, after everybody else is getting excited for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I saw it a bunch on my feed and it just kept popping up. So it was fun to be able to get to relive that moment because it was a big moment for our team. And for me personally, just growing up in Tennessee and finally getting to play them at their stadium was a cool feeling. And so being able to make that play, it felt good. It felt good.
Well, you mentioned you're from Tennessee. What can you tell us about your recruiting process and what made Alabama stand out?
Yeah, Alabama was always a dream of mine. I remember from watching them win the World Series in 2012. I was 12 years old at the time. And so I remember sitting at my TV and just watching them wear the jersey and win the national championship. And I knew in that moment that was something that I wanted to do. And so, actually, my eighth grade year, I came on a camp here and I actually got injured at camp. And I remember just thinking that it wasn't going to happen. I was like, man, I got injured at camp. It's never a good look, right? But Murph actually stayed with me after I had hurt my knee. He signed my knee, which is a cool moment, and just stayed in contact with me through the years. And about a year later was when I came on a visit and got to accept an invite to Alabama. And so that's when I committed. And it was a great feeling just to see that moment come full circle from an injury on the field to then being able to play for them and knowing that this was the place I wanted to be ever since I was a little kid. I mean, watching Haley McClenny is the reason I play outfield the way that I do. And so getting to see her effort in the outfield and her always going 110%, that's something that I try to do as an outfielder here too, just to try to live up to that name because she has made a great mark on this place.
She certainly is one of the best. And for you, with that experience, having watched this team as a fan a lot on television, now you get to be around Murph as well as Coach Alley and then players like Kayla McClinney. What did it mean to you to get to know them and get to be included in the family once you did join the Crimson Tide?
Yes, the alumni always come back to this place, and that's something that I hold so dear to my heart about this place. Is Medina is such a big thing, and it's not just with the people on the team, but also with the alumni. I've got to talk to Haley McClenny multiple times, and just her words of inspiration and all the alumni that come back and continue to invest in this team has been amazing, and it's been something that has made me excited for the future of Alabama too. It's not just 4 years here; it's a lifetime when you choose this place.
How special was it to play in Oklahoma City at the World Series a couple years ago?
It's something I'll never forget and something that has motivated me to get back there. So we came up short, and in that moment, we thought we were going to win the whole thing. And so finishing in third is something that you never want to feel that again. You want to go back and you want to finish the job. And so we're going to get back there for our seniors this year. It's something we dream about every single day. And it's kind of funny you mentioned that. Even last night, me, Montana, and Bailey, they're my roommates. And so we were sitting at the dining room table and we were just talking about our celebrations when we win the World Series. And so just to keep that dream alive and to know that it's something that we're working for every single day is something that's our motivation. So definitely getting to play there once, you want to play there again.
Well, we certainly want to see Montana Fouts continue the success that she had in Oklahoma City a couple years ago. And you've gotten to be playing behind her through some tremendous performances, whether it's perfect games, no hitters, racking up a lot of strikeouts. Just when she's in a groove, how good is she?
She's the best. And I can say that, and I truly believe it. I've been able to play behind her for 4 years now, and just seeing her work from her freshman year all the way to now, she is a leader, and she's one of my best friends. And so I am going to play my all for her and make sure she gets back to the World Series and we get to win that national championship. So when she gets in her groove, it's scary. She is the best pitcher in the nation to me, and she's won 3 National Player of the Week, Pitcher of the Week awards, and that's insane. I mean, that's something that doesn't happen every day, and we know we have something special here with her. So she's not only a great pitcher, but a great teammate, a great friend, and a great leader.
Have you been able to hold your own against her when you've practiced against her in the fall or in getting ready for the season?
Oh yeah, we go back and forth. It's always fun. We love to compete against each other. That's how we get better, knowing that one, she's my friend, and then two, she's one of the best pitchers in the country. And getting to go back and forth, it's fun. It's always been a good time.
Well, you started your Alabama career wearing the number 18, then you made the number switch to 88. What went behind that decision?
So I've been 88 my whole life. I actually wear the number 88 because of Dale Jr. So it was something I always grew up watching NASCAR with my dad. And so it was just like something we held on to. And I had always worn that number. So when I got here, number 18 was the number that I had gotten, because you usually don't see numbers over 50 on girls at Alabama. It just hasn't happened. And so after my sophomore year, Murph came up to me and he was like, you know what? I'm going to give you the number 88. And so that was a really special moment because it's something that I had always dreamed of and wanted to do, is wear the number 88 at Alabama. And it's a number that hasn't been worn here before. So it's pretty cool feeling to be able to do that and be one of the only ones to wear the number 88.
Well, of course, we're sponsored by NASCAR in this show, so we certainly like that backstory.
Absolutely.
For you, what is this team capable of here in the next few weeks?
We're capable of winning the SEC. We're capable of winning the SEC tournament and then going on to win a national championship. I truly believe this team has what it takes to do it. And, our season, we haven't won as many games as we had hoped. It hasn't gone exactly like we had predicted, but there are a lot of things to look forward to. And we do have a new pitching coach. We have 8 new girls on the team, 5 new freshmen, and 3 transfers. And so when you have that, you've got to make sure those girls learn the culture. And so it does take a little bit of time. But over time, I think these girls, they have the work ethic, they have the heart, and they have the drive to be able to accomplish these things. And I'm very excited to see where this goes, because we're taking this season as a journey. And right now we're writing our story. So this story is going to have ups and downs, but I think at the end of the day, we're going to come together. We're going to get hot at the right time, because that's one of the key factors of winning it all, is what team is the hottest at the right time. So that's going to be us.
And hopefully in front of our home fans as well. I know you're on the road this weekend at Starkville, home next weekend against Auburn, and then hopefully back for regional, super regional. Just how much have you loved playing at Rhodes Stadium in front of these incredible fans?
Oh yeah, the fans absolutely changed the game. They changed the atmosphere. When a team has to come into here and play in 4,000 Alabama fans, that's hard to do. and they're rowdy. They love Alabama softball. And so being able to play in front of them is a dream come true. They just absolutely change the atmosphere. So they get invested into every single play. So it's definitely something that we take pride in, and we are lucky and very thankful to have.
Well, I can't wait to see what's next for Jenna Johnson and the Alabama softball program. Just best of luck coming up this weekend in Starkville. And thank you so much for joining us, Jenna. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks for having me.